I didn't realize it'd been 10 minutes. I totally didn't realize that at all. I had to go dump out a cup and rinse out a shaker, but hi, I'm here. Kinda wish I was in bed, but I'm here. I would have been here a little earlier, but I had to take a shower, because I gotta take my car in tomorrow. I'm checking Pokemon Go real quick, hold on. I got nothing good here. But, I don't remember what was happening here in this game. We were back in the pawnbrokery. That doesn't sound right. That don't sound right. Oh, I guess we were. I thought that we were still in the jail cell talking to Gina, and Susato was going to leave. Am I wrong? I probably am. I didn't go back and watch my VODs. The pink is coming off of my headset. That's upsetting. I guess it's been like 2.5 years since I got it. But it still works, so I'm not gonna replace it. I trimmed my bangs last night and I'm very happy because they're not too short and they're not too long. Oh, I hope I'm not talking just to myself and that you can hear me. I had to mess with my sound settings and may have screwed things up. Okay, good. I'm sorry, I had a piece of candy. I was just worried I really screwed everything up by trying to fix the sound delay, and I think it's finally okay. Ooh, a Trubbish? Oh, he's not shiny. Okay, it's fine. Oh, that's okay. You enjoy show with your parents. I'll just play this and try and figure out what was going on. I remember the pawnbroker being killed. And they're blaming Gina. And there were 2 people that were shadowy figures. And Herlock's being weird. And I don't remember voices, so I'm just going to probably just read it because I don't remember what I was doing. And I don't want to really throw my voice out when I have things going on next week. What was happening? Oh dear. Oh, Iris, right? Right? Iris Wilson, right? What were we doing? Oh, we were talking about these stereoscopic prints. Why? Yes, thank goodness I remember it. I've looked at all these people. I really should have recapped this. Huh. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to be doing this. Wait. No, never mind. I thought maybe I could go into the back room. There is! In Ace Attorney 3. Police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Oh, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing I just read. Okay, I don't care. Okay. Oh! Can I? Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Gregsy said. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door. Please do not tell me that we were near a to be continued 10 months ago. Mr. Windibank face down on the floor, with Gina beside him. As the accused's legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course, and we will. And that door, that's the real scene of the crime. She's so cute. Don't worry, if there are any clues in there, I'll find them. She's so cute. Okay, now can we move in there? Whoop, I backed out by accident. It's kind of taking a second for my inputs to register, it feels like. It's probably my controller. Might be too many things over here. Oh, why did we bring this child in here? Poor Iris, she's clammed up completely. Whoops. Isn't she like 9? Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windibank's life was taken in this very room only last night. Poor baby. Oh, hi there! I forgot about you. He ran. Wait, Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defense lawyer, do ya? Well... I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her. So you weren't running away from me. You were running away from a 10-year-old. Oh, she's 10, okay. Pearl is 9 when she's introduced. I'm afraid this is a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. He's so shocked. You poor baby. Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? Oh, that didn't help her at all. What are you doing? I don't think that went very well. Why? Oh. Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. And we have investigating to do ourselves. Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Oh, Hurley. And inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation is going. Oh, right, he got shot or something, didn't he? And that's why he's not around. He's in the hospital. So, Inspector, what do you make of the crime scene here? You've got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand? So, Gregsy, what do you make of the crime scene here? Oh yes, your ladyship, do allow me to humbly explain. Last night, shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. The one and only door of the store was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside. The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officer's doing? Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in, as humbly as possible. Oh. As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor. Thus wise. And next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter child. Are you talking about Ginny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector. Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. I'm afraid to say she had the gun that was used in her hand. No, she didn't. No. Did she? I thought he had the gun in his hand. Presumably it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. In her pocket, we found the key to the door as well. Oh, I don't remember that. I thought in their little flashback they showed that he had it. What? The key to the storeroom? And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector? Correct. All of which leaves her ladyship's friend. Something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. See, I don't remember a lot. I probably should have rewatched the last part. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Oh, I don't know how long I can go, because I gotta get up, because my car appointment's at 9 a.m. Gregsy, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright? Is he? The thing is, don't mince your words, Inspector. Please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is... No, the operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well... Out with it! Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. Renders the whole body insensitive. The whole body... Oh... The whole body Oh, no, I can't say it! The whole body anesthetized? Is that even possible? I don't know if I said that right. It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep. Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we can just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction. The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, or so I hear. Now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently. Oh my! No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in his system, or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again. Hurley. The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word to you. No surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. Okay. Can I? Or is he gonna yell at me? Of all the articles in this storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Ah! What is it, Iris? That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Oh, I went right into the plot. Oh! Iris's unpublished story. The Hound of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. She's easy to do an accent on because of how her words read. And I can throw one pretty well. I think I do. We must check inside the box at once. Yes. Ah! Is it there? Ah! It was there! Iris's story was there. Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris? Yes. I mean, of course, I believed Hurley when he said he deposited here, but still, it's a relief to actually see it. Really? Because it's not a very well hidden frown. Iris's manuscript is in the court record. Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them. I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look! Pieces of different people's lives quietly gathering dust in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling around. Not much I can do about that, Sunshine. Sunshine. No words coming out weird. I've been awake since 5:30, so forgive me. This is a revolver. A real one. And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windibank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Runa look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh. And I've had issues with guns in the past. Anyway, we saw Mr. Windibank with this yesterday, didn't we? It was his gun. Oh yeah, I shall have to take my own life. Because he kept threatening to... Nah. It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here... Oh, it was in her hand. I'm blind. It's the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Mr. Windibank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired. So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. I feel weird about this. This case is weird. All Ace Attorney cases are weird, though. I can't wait to play Apollo Justice. The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk outline. Poor Mr. Windibank. He was a nice old man. Well, he was shot just once through the heart. Most likely, the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. This must be his blood, then. I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action! Ah! Ah! Now it's blue! So, now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windibank's blood. And it doesn't match our analysis of the bloodstain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected anyway. Interesting. And why is it lit up still? Iris? Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely. You sure you're okay, Iris? Your poor baby shouldn't be in here. I don't see anything else to interact with. Except this open drawer back here. But I don't think it's important since it's not lit up. Yeah, I thought so. Did we present this to him last time? Inspector Gregson... Nah, we've done this, okay. Herbal tea for Iris. Or for Gregson. I thought she was asking him to make her some tea. Well, what now? Back into the main shop? Oh, the officers are gone. No, they're not. Never mind. They're just not visible because I was looking at Iris. Here is an idea. Can I look at this? This one's green, and this one's blue. Interesting. Oh, look at it! She signs her name with a heart at the end! That's adorable! The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susato-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? Suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me. I'm so sorry. Well, that's good that it'll clear up. This is quite the manuscript that a 10-year-old wrote. She's got a little flower stamp. Oh. Did I look at this already? So this is the second of the 2 photographic prints of the cat. It really does look like Wagahai. Looks exactly the same as the first photograph at first glance. I suppose that's what's so compelling. Actually, now we have both pictures. I could have another go at viewing them as a stereoscopic image. Do we have both of them? I only see the one in my hand. I seem to cross my eyes and try to get the 2 cats to merge in the middle as one. Such a hard thing to do. Whoever thought of this in the first place must have spent a long time staring. They're just really blurry for me when I try to do that. Is it just gonna repeat the same thing? Yeah. It makes my head hurt to try. Oh, I hear Callie outside my door. I don't know what to do now. If we go back here. Nothing. What do I do? Other than let Callie in, I guess. Step outside, maybe? Nope. Hello? Would you like to come in? Hi! Silly cat. There's still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Windibanks. Never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home. Poor Iris, she's very upset by all this. I'm sorry, I was there. I should have done more. None of this is your fault, Runo, so please, don't apologize. It's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them. Hi! Do you wanna come sit? Callie. You wanna sit up on the desk? Sit up on the desk. There's space. Or up on the bed. No, those are my chips. Yes, they are. Come on. Good girl. Yes, you're right. You took pretty girl. Aww. What a nice kitty cat. I bet you wish we were laying down, don't you? Oh, lay down, please. Sit yourself down. It's already been 2 months that we've been taking lodgings here above Mr. Sholmes' office. I still can't quite believe it. I never expected things would turn out like this. I got a cat loaf on my desk. When Hurley comes back home, let's have a big party. It's a great idea. I'm sure it won't be long. Mr. Sholmes is very tough. Yes. What do I do? What do we do, Callie? You gonna say hello? You're not purring or anything. It's okay. Oh, okay. That ledger that's open on the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? Must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn. It's too much to think about. Better to sell it all and have a clear head if you ask me. Clearly, Mr. Windibank was very careful when it comes to the articles in his care. Aww. Aww. What a nice girl. You're so pretty. Let me look around for anything I've possibly missed. I don't think I have missed anything. In here. Will he react to this? No. Maybe we step out of here. Can I present the manuscript to Iris? Pretty kitty Callie. Or maybe look at something again. Pretty face. Oh, my manuscript. Mr. Sholmes said he deposited at Windibank's and he had. But it's so strange. What is it about this particular story? He worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it? I'm afraid I have no idea. All you can do is wait till he's ready to tell you, I suppose. Oh, maybe it's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines. Yes, maybe. I wish I could say that definitively isn't the reason, but I can't. The way you can identify differences in people's blood like this is amazing. You really are a genius, Iris. I know, I am. If Hurley and I put our minds to it, we could really shake up Britain's chemists and alchemists. And you could shake up Japan's lawyers and judges, couldn't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, for sure, even if I didn't intend to. Oh, she doesn't know anything about the picture. Aww. They're cute. Ah! I found our next path! Back to the prison! Gina doesn't appear to be here. I believe she must be in questioning at the moment. Oh, but wait a minute. What is it, Iris? Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Ginny could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped. Oh my! Why would she do something like that? It would only make her situation worse! Calm down, Runo. I was only joking, of course. Oh. You had me worried there. I thought it was a great deduction. Yes, it must be your way with words, Iris. You were so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight your words carry. No, dear. I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms. Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would have just thrown his head back and goffed. I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime. Yes, come along then, Runo. Come along, Susie. But I don't know what should I do? Should I go here? No. I don't know what to do. Callie, I don't know what to do. What do you think, Princess? I'm about to look up what my next option is, because I am not sure. I've been through this already, so I don't know what the deal is. Why isn't that being put into my evidence? Okay, I have to look. I cannot figure this out. Phone? My browser won't let me type anything in! Ah, I see. ticket that Gina brought in here yesterday. Yes, having been entrusted to her by Mr. McGilded 2 months earlier. Article deposited, one gentleman's overcoat. And the other redemption ticket was in the pocket of that coat. Yes, for a small box deposited 2 days before the omnibus incident. I should have looked at this before. I should have looked at the last video before I started this. Callie, you wanna leave? Callie, you okay? Hi, you okay? You gonna leave? Could that have anything to do with all this? Callie, Melissa says she loves you. She being a cat, not reacting. Mr. Naruhodo, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. I have noticed. The red smear, you mean? Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wondered if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case... Yes, we need Iris. We should show this to her before we forget. Oh, okay. This one? Inspector, what do you make of this? Oh, what have we here then? A redemption ticket for an article deposited here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of office stationery and wrote it on the back of whatever paper was to hand. Yes, this is the ticket for McGilded's overcoat, the one that little diver turned up with yesterday. Oh, actually no, it's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do ya? No, I didn't mean to, Bruno's right, Gregsy, it isn't the same ticket. Of course it isn't, of course it isn't. I never doubted you, your ladyship. So what's all this about then, if I might be so bold as to ask? This is a second ticket. The second one? It seems that Mr. McGilded, in fact, had another article in storage here at Windibanks. Is that right? I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, good, because he's ever so easy to talk to. Well, with Iris, he should be. Do you want to leave? You want to go? Here. You can go. You want to go? Taylor's home. Go. Go. Bye-bye. This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. McGilded's overcoat. What? You mean to tell me... Yes, there was more than just the music box disc, it seems. I should have insisted on the lads taking it back to the yard and examining it properly. Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilded deposited another article here with Mr. Windibank. Yes, I can see it written here. A small box, was it? Do you have any idea where it is, Gregsy? Any idea at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGilded. It could be an important clue. Well, yes, I suppose it could be... They've already taken it, haven't they? Please stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes, all full of hope and expectation. It's too much pressure. I'll lose me marbles, I will. I'll go barking. I think you already are. This is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. That's enough sauce from you, Sunshine. There is one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it? Oh, yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months. So the small box will no longer be in here, then. That's right. It's been forfeited. Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop, where the forfeited items are offered for sale. Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. You're wasting your time. Oh! There are dozens of little boxes out there, hundreds even. We can't possibly know which one might have been McGilded's. That's information not written in the ledger. Oh. Well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case. Of course, your ladyship, of course. Very sensible of you, I'm sure. This is getting old. I guess we'll go out and examine again. Oops, I meant to go to move. Yes, this is where all the items that have been forfeited by their original owners are offered for sale. That's right. They've all got little price labels on them. But there are so many. I wonder if the small box this ticket was for is still on the shelves somewhere. The box that McGilded deposited here just over 2 months ago. Even if it were, finding it promises to be very troublesome indeed. There are so many boxes. It could be any one of them. Mr. Sholmes said that pawnbrokers was the safest place to store anything, more secure than a bank's vault. So perhaps this small box of Mr. McGilded's contains something of very great value. Well, if that's the case, he'd probably have kept it locked. So then we need to find every box with a lock and break them all open! Ah! Oh, she threw us upside down again. That sort of misconduct would get you arrested! I won't let that happen! Ah, this takes me back. It's been some time since Susato-san last threw me. Well, what do we do then? Isn't this, is it? I'm sure it's not. Oh yes, we do present this to Iris. Oh, that looks like blood! I would say it's from a gloved finger. Almost certainly a glove made of leather. Well, don't worry, Runo. You can leave the rest to me. Color is it green? Purple! Look at that. Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? We simply must add to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Although, it'd be nice to find out whose blood these different colors correspond to at some point. Well, this particular stain of blood... Oh, you've had an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is? I don't know. Do we want to think it's Gina's? But I don't... Was this guy wearing gloves? Yes, I have an idea whose blood it is. Not from the color it turned, but with a little deduction. That's right! I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well? You first, Runo. Who do you think it belongs to? Lord. Alright, I believe that this is the blood of... Could it be Gina's? Oh my, you think this is Gina's blood? Yes, it was Gina who brought the ticket here to Windibanks after all. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right one. But Gina doesn't own any gloves at all. I didn't think so. Oh. And Ginny wasn't injured either, was she? I thought she was. I can't remember anything, honestly. We're trying to work out who the blood came from, so we can rule out anyone who hadn't been bleeding straight away. Perhaps my answer was a little too simple. I'll have to think this through some more. Who do we know who was bleeding at the time? Y'all, I can't remember. But... I don't remember this thrice-fired Mason person. Thrice-fired Mason. You don't sound very sure of yourself the way you trailed off there. Well, it was 2 months ago now in that case. Of course, I'd never met the victim. Oh, right, him! 'Cause I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely thrice fired, though. The victim of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. I keep wanting to say thrice-fried. But that would mean that this blood stain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windibanks yesterday. I'm suggesting that the blood stain was already on it at the time. Oh. So it's a smear of blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night. Ah. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I was about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. It certainly does look like a leather-gloved thumbprint, this mark. We know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time, anywhere on his body. From which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Mr. Naruhodo, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope. Yes, I think you're right, Runo. Very well. Let's make a note of this. Interesting. Very interesting. Forgot all about that. It's been so long. Whoa! Ah! They scare me! I nearly jumped out of my skin there! How could Mr. Windibank set such a wicked trap? I doubt he set out to scare anyone. Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon. Oh? Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you'll be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Don't you remember, Runo? No. You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer. Really? Did I say that? Did I? Yes, you did. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching. In that case, we'd better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. I'm so tired. I gotta fill out my planner tomorrow after I get home with all my schoolwork dates. Yeah, Gina, good, you're back. Aw, she's trying to be tough, girl. The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful? Oh, didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant we were able to investigate at Windibanks. Oh, right. Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy. What's the point in asking? Won't change what everyone's saying, that I did it. It's not... Gina, we came to ask for your final decision. What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not? I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruhodo to represent you. Right. I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. Aw, Gina. I think when we get to be continued, I'll cut it for the night, because I'm so freaking tired. Oh, alright then! Blimey, give it a rest with them eyes, Iris! So come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Naruhodo and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know you broke into Windabanks last night. Looks like I'm going to have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason and thrust it in Gina's face. Or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. Would that be a ticket? Which one? Do you see this pawnbroker's ticket, Gina? It's the one you took to Windabanks, isn't it? The one for that black overcoat that you're wearing now. Ah? What, that? I don't know. They all look the same to me, those tickets. Surely not. Well, this one has a very obvious mark on it, though it appeared to be blood. Huh? Does that ring any bells? I don't know. It all looks the same to me, blood. They all sound the same to me, these answers. Suspicious. No, she knows nothing. We already have the representation papers and other documents we need. All we have to do is hand them to the court clerk. That is, if you'll allow me to represent you in court tomorrow. Nah, don't bother. Ginny, rip them up and chuck them, would ya? Them representation papers or whatever they're called. This cell ain't fancy enough to have a bin. So, what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own. I don't think you will be. Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. This is one stubborn pickpocket. Okay, there's something else. There has to be. We found this in Mr. Windabank's storeroom. The manuscript of Iris's latest story. Oh, right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Windabank showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina, who broke open the box containing this manuscript last night? Aww. You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of the Baskersvilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Why don't you tell us what happened? Please. Alright, yeah. This Baskerville story, it's the latest Sholmes adventure, right? But it ain't been printed yet. So I figured it's gotta be worth a few pieces of silver, right? Oh, yes. At least 5,000 pounds. What? So, you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did you? No. Oh, wrong person. No, Ginny, how could you? What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I weren't gonna sell it. All I wanted to do was find out if the mantle script or whatever you call it really was there or not. It's the only reason I was in the place. For Iris's sake. Isn't that right? We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. But I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it. Well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you'd said the night before. Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, the lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling you, that mantle script ain't a Windibanks. You'd soon see You'd soon see if you had a look. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Oh, Jenny, that was so sweet of you. Alright, alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. It weren't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth, that's all. You wanted to know if Mr. Sholmes was being honest? If he'd really deposited the manuscript at Windibanks? It's like I told you the night before. Never had a father. But Iris's lot ain't like mine. She's got her dad. Only she can't see him. And I reckon that's gotta be harder. That's why she writes her stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night when I was listening to what you were saying. Stories. I need to read who's saying things before I start talking. Stories about Daddy? You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective? So much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah. You're so thoughtful and so kind, Ginny. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? Oh. I ate all this chummy nonsense. Do you hear? I ate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how it work. 'Cause if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on. Scarper. I hadn't noticed until now. It's unmistakable. It's right there on both sleeves of that overcoat. Is that blood? You've got to be kidding. There are some very suspicious red stains. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I think it might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Gina now. The blood samples? Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Don't they know whose blood yet? What? Blood, Mr. Naruhodo? You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So could it be blood that splattered from Mr. Windibank when he was shot last night? Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else. What? Take it easy, Iris. Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shoot. What color is it? Oh. Is that purple? Oh. Oh my. What the... Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course, the black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we hadn't seen them until now. And the blood is reacted with the chemical to turn a purple color, which matches one of the samples we've already collected perfectly. Yes, now let's see. Who had the purple blood? Aha, yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago. I knew it. What are y'all on about? The victim? What do you mean? It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruhodo, but I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oi, would someone explain what's going on? Stop telling half a story! We were led to getting a not guilty verdict for a murderer. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilded's overcoat. But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Now I ask yous what a good-hearted soul when it rushed to help a fella bleeding from his stomach. I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. These stains couldn't have arisen from Mr. McGilded trying to pull the victim to his feet. No, if that was what really happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over Mr. McGilded's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. I've tried to run from the truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, Magnus McGilded. Mr. Naruhodo, that horrible case is solved at last, and I helped the man walk free from that trial. I used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let that happen? Bruno, did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGilded was innocent? I believed, or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon. A weapon? Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. You mean Kazuma-sama? Not Kazuma again! Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what is the truth and what is a lie. His flowy headband. Which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. Unwavering belief? Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. I miss him. What's funny, Gina? Core. Core? I don't know what that means. Core. I don't know. Sounds like in this empire of Japan you come from, everyone must be soft. Well, come on. Look at the mess it's got you into, believing all that in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped the murderer walk free. Well, at least you've learnt your lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let your guard down, as soon as you let down your guard, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one, get hurt by no one. Gina, may I ask you something? What? I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to say it? Rip them up and chuck them away. Are you really sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants all now. I bet that's what he wants and all now, Mr. I'm a believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone up the garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, a lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. I trust her! Trust the poor girl! Gina, let me say it again. Please, allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Are you half-baked? Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. Naruhodo, didn't you hear all what I said before? I'm a born liar. Fibs just trip off my tongue, and I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you into all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it. Gina, I do understand why you choose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there is more to this life than you yet realize. What do you mean? The world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down. It's true that I'm just a student of law, and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I am completely on your side. Aww. You're gonna make her cry. You're gonna make me cry. What do you expect me to say to that? Aww. Then it's decided. I will take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. You Eastern Lauder. I don't know what you are. I don't get ya. Aww. Gina's taken herself off to the back of her cell. She never admitted it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out all right in the end, I think. I don't know what to think. Whoever's hiding there, show yourself at once. Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice. Whoa. Miss Susato? Somebody is there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before. What? Blimey, you're sharp, eh? Oh, howdy there, sir. I suppose you were using one of those mystic Japanese arts, like the art of stealth I've heard so much about. Sir, they are not ninjas. If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Grexy! Oh dear me, I'm most terribly sorry, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you. How long have you been listening in on our conversation? Good grief, listening in? No. I just got word that there were some visitors who were refusing to leave even though it was after hours. I assure you, your ladyship, I only just arrived. This very moment, not a moment earlier. That's all it is. Nothing untoward, nothing at all. After hours? Is it that late already? So then I'll humbly excuse myself now, your ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio, all the best. Bye, bye, and bye. It's a lot of farewells. Not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. Oh, but I wanted to have a chat. I'm terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the minute. Oh, I see. That's a shame. If I don't get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish, Lord Strongheart will, well, emergency. Emergency? Lord Strongheart? Nothing, forget I said anything. Anyway, I'm off. Alright, Greg, see if you have to, but let's chat soon. Delighted, charmed, can't wait. If you please, my pleasure. It's a lot of pleasantries. Not one of them sounded sincere. Gregsy's so funny. He says such silly things. It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Miss Susato. Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Naruhodo. I shall meet you there later. And so our investigation came to an end. Susato-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. Then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Susato-san would be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. No! Don't leave! I need you! Naruhodo-san, it's been a very tiring day. Very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. Tiring probably fit both. What about you, Susato-san? Today's been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot before our eyes. Gina was arrested. All in the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm, and yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task? What is this final task? Oh, I guess we'll ask about these things first. It's just 2 months since we've arrived in London. Gosh dang it. But we've managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling like we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret. I'm so sorry, Susato-san. It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts. I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would that be? It seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities. Facets? And like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. And we see only a small number of the total facets, and what is illuminated is only part of the whole story. Dang, that's deep, Naruhodo! What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live. Welcome back. I don't know what's happening, but they're having a very deep conversation about people and personalities. It's so true. Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated and I'll finally understand how everything fits together. You're Hodo-san. I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark. It's amazing to think that it's been just 2 months. You've grown so much. Aww. Sorry, I've what? Oh no. It was nothing, unimportant. Melissa, shush! You can't say those things, but we still got a whole other game to go. You know, I know things, and I hate that I know them, but I don't know the reasons and all of that. Do you know what time you will leave London in the morning? Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not! Sorry? But I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. Oh, I loved them so much. What is your final task? You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this. It's her book! What is that? Is it her book or a different book? Some huge bundle of documents. Oh, it's her notes! It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus. The McGilded case. It seems to me that the case of Mr. Windibank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you. With everything else she's had to think about, Susato-san still managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. Oh, I gotta It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow for Gina. Thank you so much, Susato-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure. Sorry? I didn't quite catch what you said there. Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. You are not a failure, Susato, please. You're so sweet. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. I must finish packing up my things in my room. Sato-san, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait, there's something I need to say. Oh! She threw him again. What was that? A secret technique of mine. The Susato shutdown. Shutdown? Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. Aww. hurts my soul. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina open up to us, and learning the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted. Yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes, and as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind, eventually my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Don't oversleep! Please don't oversleep. Please don't do it. The small hours. You're at the hospital? Yes, I quite understand. There's a great weight off my mind. Oh. Oh, hey, you're up! Rest assured I'll put everything in place exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. Oh, I bet it was Susato he was talking to. Yeah. My dear madam. Hmm. What are they doing? Are they gonna rig it so we win?